Irene, you mentor a lot of young women about how to get ahead and how to be a leader. What is your message to them?
You know, I start with make a difference. Whatever you're doing, regardless of what your level is in the company, regardless of what subject matter you are expert in, it's really important that you make a difference. And I think too often folks go into companies and they just kind of want to keep their heads down, not make waves, and that is not the way to get to the top.
As you probably know, a lot of women are very fearful of making a mistake. They want to do everything the right way. So what advice do you give to women that if they're going to make a difference, but also not to be scared off by failure?
One of my favorite expressions is you can't steal second base if your foot is firmly planted on first. So you've got to take some risks. There's no question that you have to be willing to do something to advance your agenda. And sometimes it will work and sometimes it won't. My advice to all, young people, both male and female, is to take prudent risks. But ultimately, you have to be willing to take your foot off first base if you're going to make some progress.
You know, we've seen studies, but also a lot of anecdotal evidence that when women are presented opportunities to rise up in the ranks, to take more risks, to have more responsibility, they pull back, they hold back from those new opportunities. What is your advice to women?
I think they have to raise their hand. I do find even in our own company that all too often we will offer a woman a promotional opportunity, and she sometimes will say, well, I don't feel like I'm ready. I have to go ask my husband about that. And typically when you say that to the guys, they say, let's go. I like Sheryl Sandberg's approach, leading in. I think the idea that says that you need to know what you want, and when it comes along, you need to seize that moment.
You know, many people say that the ultimate test of being a leader is during a time of crisis. You certainly have had your dose of those opportunities, most notably your negotiations with activist investor Nelson Peltz. Tell us, what was the most important lesson you learned from leading in a time of turmoil?
I think the lesson that was most helpful is to know where you're going. Once you know where you're going, you can then get on the path and make sure that you just stay focused in getting there. There will be many, many challenges that will come along the way that will perhaps try to throw you off the path, but once you know where you're going, that's critical in leading through difficult times.
You're one of the few female CEOs of a Fortune 500 company. What's the best advice that you've ever gotten when it comes to leadership?
The golden rule. You know, that's at the heart of 16 of the world's religions. And it is, I think it really is a fabulous lesson at the heart of business as well. Treating others the way you want to be treated, both in your dealings with your employees, in your dealing with your superiors, in your dealings with customers, in your dealings with shareholders. And for me, that's been a very profound lesson, and it's served me exceptionally well.